changes. Obviously, as population increases around the planet, these subsistence farmers are having to feed millions and billions of more people. So sustainability is obviously becoming a challenge. Earlier, I mentioned intensive subsistence agriculture. This always gave people a hard time, if I remember earlier in the year. It's practiced mostly in Asia. It's where you're using as much of the land as humanly possible, even if you're on a steep hillside like they are here in this image. When they mean intensive, you're using more plows, you're using more manure, you're using more terraces, you're using more manpower, more effort is put into it just to get minimal food, unfortunately, for your family. Again, you might get lucky and have some extra crops you can sell in a market or something like that. But what's played a big role and what's helped a lot of these farmers, obviously, is the Green Revolution. Does someone from 4 White want to tell us what the Green Revolution was?
It was in like the 1960s, and it's when pesticides became more mainstream so that farmers could like grow more crops and not have insects eat them up.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, diffusion, right? Which is one of the key terms. Expansion diffusion, hierarchical diffusion. Yeah, we've developed all the technologies and the MDCs, those pesticides, those herbicides, plows, irrigation systems. That would eventually make it to third world countries like India and China. They would be able to start using these to get higher yields. When we say a higher yield, those fertilizers obviously help you produce more food. The pesticides keep the bugs away, so you're able to have a higher yield, produce more food. So the Green Revolution is going to play a big role in hopefully limiting the number of intensive subsistence agriculture farmers that we have on the planet today. The other issue that we face, obviously, in the developing world is undernourishment. Undernourishment is kind of a complicated term. People think you're not eating at all, when in reality you are. Undernourishment is when you have food, you just don't have enough food, or not healthy food. You see that with food deserts in large cities. I know that's an urban patterns issue, but food deserts are when you don't have access to food within a city, typically in poorer neighborhoods. They have access to food, but they don't have access to good food. There's not a grocery store nearby. They might live next door to a McDonald's, but they don't have access to fruits and vegetables like at a grocery store. So as you can see, 99% of people who are facing hunger issues or nourishment issues, 99% are in those LDCs, unfortunately. And this is where it's distributed around the planet. India is crushing everybody else, unfortunately. More than half of the world's undernourished people are in South Asia and East Asia. Remember, South Asia, someone from 1 White, tell me a country in South Asia. Dumped you.
Can I go?
Someone from, go.
Saudi Arabia.
Russia.
Saudi Arabia is Southwest Asia.
That's the south. That's still
Vietnam.
Laos.
Yeah, maybe I should put that regional map up on Canvas. Then I make a note, region map. Yeah, someone said India. India is South Asia, Pakistan, Bangladesh.
India, baby.
The image also says East Asia. Name a country in East Asia. Anybody?
China.
Japan.
China, Japan. Those are East Asia.
Mongolia.
The Koreas.
Mongolia. Koreas. Name a country in Southeast Asia.
Indonesia.
Laos, Vietnam.
Laos.
Thailand.
Philippines.
Yeah, you guys got that one. Yeah, I'm gonna put that map back up so we can remember those. Because you know what, one of these questions might be like I just asked you. Name a country in South Asia that has an undernourishment problem. Well, if they ask for South Asia and you use Mongolia, are you going to get the question right?
No.
You're not. Mongolia is not in South Asia. So I made a note. I'll put that map back up. All right, let's have a little fun here. Ranching is practiced in the dry lands of more developed and less developed countries.
True.
True.
C.
Yep, very good. Is indicated on the map of world agricultural regions. Mediterranean farming is so named because it is practiced only on land bordering the Mediterranean Sea.
False.
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 False. We have Mediterranean agriculture in California, right? There is a consensus among scientists that hunters and gatherers converted to agriculture because of the domestication of animals roughly 12,000 years ago.
True.
Yes.
True.
True.
False.
Oh.
That's too long. We were still a little bit in the
10,000, right?
Yeah, it was about 10,000 tops. You could probably say 8,000 or 9,000 probably. Yeah, we were still probably recovering from the Ice Age 12,000 years ago. Hunting and gathering is practiced by isolated groups in Africa, Australia, and South America.
Yes.
True. True.
Yeah, it's a decimal point of the world population, but they're still doing it down there. While 40% of the world's population overall are farmers, only 10% of the United States population are farmers.
False.
True that.
False.
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 True.
False.
Oh.
I mean, there's some true and false.
10 people in the U.S. are
That
farmers.
is false.
Isn't it only
Yeah.
2%?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably less than 2%, or like 1.9 or whatever it is. Subsistence agriculture is designed mainly to generate products for the sale off the farm.
False.
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 False. Growing it for their families. The one type of commercial agriculture found in developing countries rather than more developed countries is mixed crop and livestock.
C.
True.
C.
False.
Darn it.
False.
No.
Yeah, developing countries, are those rich or poor?
Or.
Poor. So not, first of all, they're not doing a lot of commercial, and they're not doing a lot of mixed crop. Mixed crop with livestock is what you see in developed countries, not developing countries. Developing countries are home to about 97% of the world's farmers.
True.
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 Yep, they're all subsistence. Shifting cultivation can support large population concentrations in East and South Asia.
False.
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 Population, right? False.
It is false. Yeah. We're running out of land, right? You can't keep doing this. You can't keep cutting down all the trees and burning them, and literally feed billions of people in those two parts of the world, East and South Asia, obviously China and India, billions. And that's where the Green Revolution is taking some people out of shifting cultivation and put them on commercial farm. Railroads and highways have contributed to the diffusion and production levels of commercial farming and MDC.
True.
True.
C.
True, very good. Green Revolution has allowed agricultural production increase at a rate equal to population growth.
True. False.
False.
Wait.
True. Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's tricky. It's close, but not 100% accurate, right? Without the Green Revolution, we would have been in real big trouble. Crops grown in mixed crop and livestock regions are used primarily to feed animals.
True.
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 Yeah, it is. All right, I'm going to stop there. I'll let you guys do those on your own time. All right, any other questions on